Hello everyone, welcome to biology class. In this class we are going to see 9th standard biology chapter 17 Animal Kingdom. So in Animal Kingdom already we have seen about invertebrates. So this class we shall see about phylum Chordata. So chordates are characterized by the presence of notochord. So what is notochord? Notochord is a long rod-like support along the back of the animal. So this notochord separates the gut and the nervous tissue. Also, the chordates possess a nerve cord, dorsal nerve cord, and also it possesses gill pouches. And all chordates are triploblastic, having 3 germ layers: an outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, and inner endoderm. And they are coelomate animals. And the phylum Chordata is divided into two groups, Prochordata and Vertebrata. First, we are going to see about Prochordata. So the term pro refers to primitive. So prochordates are referred to as primitive chordates and they are considered to be the forerunner of vertebrates. And based upon the nature of the notochord, the prochordates is classified into subphylum Urochordata and subphylum Cephalochordata. First, subphylum Urochordata. So here the term Uro refers to tail region. So the notochord is present only in the tail region, hence referred to as Urochordata. And the adults are sessile form. Sessile means they are not capable of movement. They are fixed and mostly they degenerate. And the body is covered with a tunic or test. So which is nothing but the outer covering is called tunic or test. And adult forms, they are degenerate means, so they are capable of diminishing, that is referred to as degenerate. Next, subphylum Cephalochordata. So they are small fish-like marine chordates and they have unpaired dorsal fins. Here, the notochord extends throughout the entire length of the body. So it will extend throughout the entire length of the body. And example is Amphioxus. Next, coming about vertebrates. This group is characterized by the presence of vertebral column or backbone. So the notochord which is found in the embryonic stage of the animal, it gets replaced by a vertebral column. And this vertebral column is going to form the chief skeletal axis of the body. And vertebrata are grouped into 6 classes. The first class is Cyclostomata. So these cyclostomes are jawless vertebrates. So they are not having any jaw. Mouth is not bounded by any jaw. And the body is elongated structure. And it is eel-like. And they have circular mouth. Okay, so you can find they have circular mouth. And the body is very slimy. And they do not have any scales. And they are ectoparasites of fishes. What is meant by ectoparasites? That is, these are found attached to the outer body surface of the fishes. Example, hagfish. The next class is class Pisces. So the class Pisces constitute the fishes. The fishes are poikilothermic animals, meaning cold-blooded. That is, they are capable of changing their body temperature in accordance with the surrounding temperature. And they are aquatic vertebrates, that is found in water, and they have jaws, because the previous class we saw jawless vertebrates. So jawless vertebrates are nothing but cyclostomes. And the body is streamlined and the body is divisible into head, trunk, tail. And the locomotion is by paired fins. And the body is also, also it has got median fin. So here at the bottom you can find the median fin and here you can find the paired fins. and the body is covered with scales, and the respiration takes place by means of gills, and the heart of the fish is two-chambered. It has got an auricle and a ventricle. There are two main types of fishes. One is cartilaginous fish, that is, the skeleton is made up of cartilage. So, cartilage is like a soft bony structure is referred to as a cartilage. Example, sharks, skates. And bony fishes, in this case, the skeleton is made up of bones. Example, carp and mullets. The next class, before going on to the next class, we shall see some more to know. So the smallest vertebrate is a fish, Philippine goby or dwarf pygmy goby, and it is a tropical species of fish, and it is found in brackish water and mangrove areas. Brackish water is nothing but where the salt and the fresh water meet. That area is referred to as the brackish water. And also in case of mangrove areas, you can find this Philippine goby fish, and it measures only 10 millimeter in length. Hence, the smallest vertebrate is the Philippine goby fish. So, next, do you know it is an amphibian? So, the next class we are going to learn about the amphibian and the Chinese giant salamander, and its binomial name is Andreas davidian. It is the largest amphibian in the world, and its length is about 5 feet and 11 inches, and the weight is 65 kg. It is found in central and south China. And the next class we are going to see is about amphibian. So the term amphi refers to both and bios meaning life. So those organisms which have dual adaptation, that is to live both in land and water, is referred to as amphibians. They are the first four-legged vertebrates. So that's why they belong to category what is called as tetrapod. Tetra meaning four, pod means feet. Since it has got four legs, it belongs to tetrapod. And the body is divisible into head and trunk, and the skin of amphibians is moist. They have the mucus gland, and respiration can take place through several structures. So depending upon whether they are in the larval stage or the adult stage, so when it is in larval stage, it can take place through the gills, and in the adult stage, it can take place through the lung, skin, or buccopharynx. And the heart, in case of Pisces, we saw two-chambered, whereas in amphibians, the heart is three-chambered, that is with two auricles and one ventricle. And eggs are laid in water, that is fertilization is going to take place outer, that is external fertilization is going to take place. It is not going to take place inside the female body. That's why eggs are laid in water. And the larval stage of amphibia is referred to as tadpole. And so from egg, the larva will transform into an adult. Example, frog and toad. So here are few examples like frog, toad, and several other examples you can see. The next class is class Reptilia. Repair means to crawl or creep. So those creeping animals are referred to as reptilia, and they are fully adapted to life on land. The previous classes you could see Pisces, they are adapted to water. Amphibia, they are adapted to both water and land. And the vertebrate which is fully adapted to life on land is reptilia. And the body is covered by horny epidermal scale. And since it is completely adapted to land, respiration is only through the lungs. And the heart of the reptile is three-chambered. Okay, so in Pisces it is two-chambered, Amphibia it is three-chambered, and Reptilia again three-chambered, with only one exception, it is crocodile. Crocodile alone have four-chambered heart. All the other members of Reptilia have three-chambered heart. And most of the reptiles lay their eggs with a tough outer shell. So it is called as calcareous shell. So it is rich in calcium. And example is calotes, lizard, snake, tortoise, and turtle. So here you can find few examples of reptilia. The next class is class Aves. So aves meaning bird. So class aves constitute the birds. They are homeothermic, that is warm-blooded animals. Okay, so the aves and the mammals alone are homeothermic, warm-blooded, and the body is spindle or boat shape, and it is divisible into head, neck, trunk, and tail. And the body is covered with feathers, and forelimbs are modified into wings for flight. Okay, so they have feathers, and the forelimbs, the front limbs, are modified into wings, and with the help of the wings they are able to fly. And hind limbs are adapted for walking, perching, or swimming. So perching to means of holding things and all, like a tree bark, for that and all it will be using. And the respiration is through the lungs, and the lungs will have air sacs. And the bones, very important adaptation, bones are filled with air. Such air filled bones are called pneumatic bones. So due to this pneumatic bones, the birds have a reduced body weight, so that it also helpful for flight. And they have a large yolk-laden eggs, and it is covered by hard calcareous shell. And example, parrot, crow, eagle, pigeon, ostrich, etc. The next is mammals, class Mammalia. So very important class. The term mamma refers to breast. Mammals are warm-blooded animals, and the important characteristics are as follows. The skin of the mammals is covered with hair, and also the skin has got various glands. Sweat glands which secrete sweat, and sebaceous gland which secrete oil. And the body is divisible into head, neck, trunk, and tail. So mammals include a large group of animals. So the body is divisible into head, neck, trunk, and tail. And all the female mammals have mammary glands. And these mammary glands are able to secrete milk. And with the help of the milk, the young ones can be fed. And mammals have an external ear, otherwise referred to as pinnae. And the heart of mammals are four-chambered, and the respiration takes place through lungs. And except certain egg-laying mammal, for example platypus and spiny anteater, all the other mammals give birth to their young one. So this is referred to as viviparous. And the very important unique characteristic feature of mammal is the presence of placenta. So it is a tissue which connects the mother with the child, and it is responsible for providing nutrition to the fetus, that is the young one. Example is rat, rabbit, man. Here you can find few examples of mammals. So we have completed all the 6 classes of vertebrates. Number 1, Cyclostomata. Number 2, Pisces. Number 3, Amphibia. Number 4, Reptilia. Number 5, Aves. And number 6, Mammalia. Next, more to know. The state bird of Tamil Nadu. So which is referred to as the state bird of Tamil Nadu? The common emerald dove is referred to as the state bird of Tamil Nadu, and its binomial name is Chalcophaps indica. And the giant blue whale, so it is around 35 meter long, and the weight is 120 tons. It is the biggest vertebrate animal. Now a very important flowchart, the classification of phylum Chordata. So in this class we have seen about phylum Chordata. So this phylum Chordata, even you can split here and write Prochordata and Vertebrata. So under Prochordata you have Urochordata and Cephalochordata. Okay, and under Vertebrata you have vertebrates without jaw and vertebrate with jaw. Under vertebrate without jaw, only one class you have, jawless vertebrates, Cyclostomata. Examples you have lamprey and hagfish. And vertebrates with jaw. So you have 5 different classes of vertebrates. So sometimes even they would ask, write the 5 classes of vertebrates. So you could write this 5 classes. If they ask 6 classes of vertebrates, you include Cyclostomata. So the 5 classes of vertebrates with jaw are class Pisces, class Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Aves and class Mammalia. So the examples of class Pisces: shark, mullet; for Amphibia, frog and toad; for Reptilia, lizard and snake; for Aves, pigeon and ostrich; and for Mammalia it is rabbit and man. So that's it with the phylum Chordata. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.